What's up? My name's Turab. I make videos about emotional intelligence, leadership, all of the important aspects of business that I've learned. And I wanted to walk through what weekends are like for me because I'd like to think that it would give you something to think about. So, in general, weekends are something in Western society that are perceived to be our free time. The strong, the powerful in society will tell you that weekends make you weak because the amount of pay that we get during the week we usually blow on the weekends as a way to think to ourselves that we're actually enjoying life. What I've found in the last year of personal development is that the real enjoyment is the journey, my friend. The real enjoyment is thinking to ourselves, how is it that we can achieve something in a couple of years that we will actually look back on and pride ourselves in the work that we did and the types of people we became in the process. And the weekends for me are working times, except maybe Sundays. And today is a Sunday. I give myself about, I would say, 20 hours a week to chill, to actually enjoy painting, making music, talking to friends, talking to my family, talking to all types of people, and doing things that are genuinely interesting to me, one of which is making videos like this. And most of the time when I roll around to a Friday and I'm thinking about what it is that I want to do on the weekend, I have enough structure to realize that there's only a couple different chunks of time that are really going to be free time. And even now I think to myself, well, how can I fill those time slots in with something that will compound over time? Big concept that I want to talk about here is how to make our time actually compound and turn into things that are useful for us in the future and hopefully to be of service to society. That's a big part of why I do the things that I do daily, because frankly, if I die tomorrow, I want to at least have people say, hey, this guy did something that is of use to more than just him. So the weekends for me are divided into Saturdays. I still work as a dentist, so Monday through Saturday, I'm a dentist. Right after that, I have meetings, interviews, I have webinars, podcasts, anything that I need to do for developing the brand, but also for making the company as a whole benefit, and actually the other companies that I'm working for also benefit and grow in general. Then somewhere around, I would say 6 p.m., 7 p.m. on a Saturday, I have about a 2-hour window of time where from 6 to 8 p.m. I can, again, make some music, listen to music, maybe create some artwork or do some work. And right around 8 p.m. I start having my meetings for Turabify Art. For those of you that don't know, I have been painting for 10 years. It is not much, but me and my good friend Matt Kelly have started on a little project, a passion project really. Visit Turabify.com, check out the art prints that we have, the amazing fractals that Matt has created through his Fractal Eye app that he made from scratch. It's available on the Android marketplace. And obviously the digital media, the artwork that we create through Midjourney, which is quite a process in itself. The beautiful aspect of art and music in my life, in contrast to the structure and the scaling required to build companies that last and actually accumulate a tremendous amount of revenue, is why I am who I am today. A lot of the way that I look at the world, the way that I look at conversations, the way that I look at how I'm thinking about things and whether or not it's interesting comes from my passion to be creative. In fact, being an entrepreneur, being someone that wants to create income in the way that I want to do it, comes from my innate desire to have creativity be in all aspects of my life. And if you are that way, if you are a creative spirit, there is a lot of things that I have worked on that have allowed me to make this thing a reality. First and foremost, I would not recommend leaving your 9-to-5 job to pursue artwork. You need some form of income to actually float the supplies and float the time required to do the things that you want to do. Very important for creative spirits, I believe, to realize that we have a responsibility for more than just ourselves, because this puts us in a perspective that the things that we are creating, the artwork that we come up with or the creations that we come up with, that they actually have a genuine impact on other people, or perhaps our environment, perhaps nature itself. And with this thought, I believe we end up making more meaningful artwork, more meaningful creations, whether it's a business that you're starting up or whether it's a piece of canvas that you want to create, or a piece of music that really resonates with people. At the end of the day, if we don't have more than ourselves in perspective, I believe we'll never really put anything out there, but also our creations will suffer because they don't have an intentionality beyond just the process of creating. Now, some creatives, like Rick Rubin, also advocate very strongly for the journey itself being very, very important. And I am a firm advocate for using creativity as therapy when it comes to having a very structured life. However, when it comes down to creating consistently, a lot of us wait for inspiration. And in my capacity, my understanding, inspiration is something that is very fleeting, my friend. It is more important to have a structured schedule in place to actually do that creativity so that we have a habit that can compound over time. We are going to improve necessarily if we are willing to go down that path. Besides that, on weekends, I really like playing Magic the Gathering. It's a card game that has been a full circle for me. So I have a firm philosophy that the things that we really enjoyed doing when we were younger are the things that our adult selves will enjoy too. Whether or not we have niched down what aspects of those things that we really want to do, or whether or not it's just the thing as a whole. I'll go into some examples. For instance, I used to play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh when I was younger. I used to play a lot of video games when I was younger, and I used to sketch and draw and trace a lot when I was younger. All these things are still in my life now in some capacity, and Magic is one of those things. So Yu-Gi-Oh, I always enjoyed making cool creative strategies, using weird cards to play against my brother and my friends, and ideally win, but most of the time it was just for fun. And Magic for me is that I get to put together all of these cool cards and combinations. I get to create a strategy. I get to look at this beautiful artwork. And on top of that, I obviously want to play with people. So I decided a long time ago that if I want to have something of use to me in this world, then I need to create my own community from it. So I have a Do You Believe in Magic Discord group where every Sunday at 7 p.m. at the latest, I will go on to Spell Table and actually host a public game. If I like those people, I invite them to the server and we move forward, and we have a consistent Sunday crew that we can play with. It's different based on the times, but at least this way I can use my interest in Magic to make sure that I also have a community, people, human beings to play with. And I cannot tell you how valuable this is for creative spirits in general. If we don't have friends, if we don't communicate with human beings, we're not improving our communication. And if we can't improve our communication, or we're not consistently doing that, we're probably not going to become all that valuable. What I've realized is when you start moving past the manager position into an ownership position in business in general, it really does just come down to how well you can communicate your points to someone else. That's going to determine how they improve in their performance and whether or not you have a culture of productivity in your workplace, but also hopefully in your life. I don't like spending time with people that waste all of their time anymore because, well, chances are they got some things to work on, and I really don't have all that much time to explain to them because all the shit that I like to think about is in these YouTube videos. If they're not watching, what can I do, man? You know, I only have so much time. So on top of that, Sundays can be family time a little bit. Mostly it's Saturdays and Fridays for me, are the major time that I spend watching movies or having dinner with my family or going out and having birthday parties or celebrations and stuff. I don't go out very much anymore. It's not something that I've enjoyed for a while now because most of the time I'm having conversations with people that aren't particularly creative or aren't particularly aspiring to do crazy things in life that I found interesting to talk about. Now, this creativity and this social aspect, there's a balance to it, and every single one of us has to find it. It's very, very important to realize where we get the most bang for our buck when it comes to our life, and it's very, very important to create a schedule in which we can prioritize that. Sunday mornings from About 8 a.m. to 12, I have meetings, right? I have meetings with my leadership team for the Turabify Network. I have a AI research and seminars company that I'm running in terms of gathering community members and gathering their ideas and actually creating content for that. And then I have meetings with my good friend Matt to go over music and creativity and make sure that Turabify art is building out. Now, the traditional wisdom is if you chase two rabbits, you will catch neither. But if the idea is not to catch the rabbit necessarily, but to actually just enjoy the process of getting a little bit closer to getting a rabbit, then I say experiment, enjoy your life. There is plenty of time to fuck around, especially if you have are developing your discipline in general. So life is cool, life is fun for me. I've set it up in such a way that I work really hard and I get to spend the time doing what I want to do with that hard work. I say find that balance for yourself, and if you need help, reach out. Actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you on the flip.